All right, so you wanted to do a deep dive on Katy O'Brian.
Yeah.
And wow, you really came through with a ton of material for this one.
Yeah, we've got it all.
So we've got her bio, some of her career highlights. We even have box office numbers, like the whole shebang.
Yeah, the whole 9 yards.
So we're not going to just list off all of her achievements or anything like that.
No.
Instead, what we really want to figure out is what makes her tick.
Right.
You know, what's led to this amazing career, and maybe even what's next for her.
Totally. I think it's fascinating to see someone like her, make their way through the world of Hollywood.
Oh, yeah.
And
It's tough out there.
it can be so easy to get swept up in all the hype. But Katy O'Brian, she seems to have figured out this way to stay grounded, while reaching these incredible heights of success.
And she does seem so relatable. Like, you wouldn't think that she's like this global superstar.
Yeah.
I mean, she started out in a small town in Ohio, right?
That's right. Her parents were both teachers. And it seems like that small town upbringing had a huge impact on her.
Yeah, I bet.
It's almost like she's brought those values of hard work and humility to, to Hollywood.
Yeah.
Which can be a pretty cutthroat environment.
Oh, yeah. It's dog eat dog out there.
It is.
But, I mean, she was putting on plays for her siblings from a really young age.
I know.
That must have been pretty good practice.
Like a built-in training ground.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and it really seems like she always had this natural inclination towards performing.
Right.
But it wasn't just playing pretend.
Right.
Her dad, the history teacher,
Yeah.
he would fuel her imagination with all these stories. And then her mom, an English teacher and playwright.
Wow.
She encouraged her creativity.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that kind of environment can be so nurturing.
Oh, yeah.
For someone with artistic aspirations.
Absolutely. And then she decides to go to the big city.
She does.
To New York City.
The classic aspiring actor story.
Yeah. Juggling jobs and acting school. Yeah. Makes you wonder if all that grit is part of what helped her, break through later on.
I think so. There's a certain resilience that comes with those experiences.
Mm-hmm.
You learn to adapt, to persevere, and we see that throughout her career.
Totally.
She's not afraid to take risks
Right.
or push herself outside of her comfort zone.
Yeah, and speaking of that, her early success with Whispers of the Wind.
Whispers of the Wind, exactly.
Yeah, that was an indie film.
An indie film.
Not like a blockbuster or anything.
Right.
But it seems like it was a pretty important moment for her career.
Absolutely. It was a critical darling.
Mm-hmm.
And her performance got her an Independent Spirit Award nomination.
Wow.
Which, that kind of recognition early on can open a lot of doors in Hollywood.
It puts you on the map, for sure. And, it showed this depth and emotional range that we see in her again and again throughout her career.
Totally.
But then she completely switches gears.
It does.
She goes from this indie darling to a rom-com queen.
Right.
With Love in the City.
Love in the City, talk about versatility.
I know, right?
Yeah, and not just versatility, but commercial success, too.
Yeah, how much did that one bring in?
Love in the City made a staggering $150 million worldwide.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
It showed Hollywood that she could carry a film, that she could appeal to a wide audience.
That's what sets her apart from a lot of actors, I think.
Yeah.
She doesn't get pigeonholed
right
into one genre or one type of role.
Yeah, she just seamlessly transitions from romantic comedies to historical drama.
Like with The Age of Innocence?
The Age of Innocence.
And she won a Golden Globe for that one.
Yeah, incredible.
It's crazy.
It wasn't just the win, though. It was the way she won.
What do you mean?
Critics praised her nuanced performance, her ability to embody this character from a completely different era.
Yeah.
It really solidified her reputation as a serious actress, someone who could tackle those complex roles.
Yeah, and she really showcased a range that a lot of actors just don't have.
Yeah.
And then she dives into the crime thriller world.
Oh, yeah.
With City of Shadows.
City of Shadows.
This gritty, complex detective role.
Uh-huh.
And she gets an Oscar nomination.
Of course.
It's like she's collecting awards at this point.
Right.
But it's interesting to me that she wasn't just going for the safe choices.
Exactly. She was choosing roles that challenged her.
Right.
That pushed her creatively.
Yeah.
And I think that resonates with audiences. Mm-hmm. They see her passion, her dedication to her craft, and it makes her performances even more compelling.
It's like she's saying, I'm not afraid to try new things or push the boundaries.
Exactly.
And she does it with this confidence and grace.
Yeah. And that confidence, that's something that's developed over time.
Uh-huh.
We see it in her early work.
Right.
but it really shines through in films like Interstellar Voyage.
Oh, yeah. We have to talk about Interstellar Voyage.
We do.
This sci-fi epic that became a global phenomenon.
Huge.
Critics loved it.
Loved it.
Audiences were blown away by the special effects.
Yeah.
And even with all that, her performance was captivating.
It really was. She managed to bring this human element to a story that could have so easily felt, cold and detached.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
It would have been easy to get lost with all the special effects.
Totally.
But she really held her own.
She did.
And the box office numbers are insane.
Tell me about it.
$2.1 billion globally.
It's unbelievable. Yeah. It solidified her status as a global superstar.
Totally.
But what's interesting is that even with all that success, she doesn't seem to have lost sight of who she is.
And I think that's what makes her so interesting.
Right.
She's got this incredible talent, this drive to succeed.
Yeah.
But she also seems to have this, grounded, authentic quality about her.
It's almost like she's saying, I can be a global superstar and still be a real person.
Right. And that's so refreshing.
It is.
Especially in a world that feels so obsessed with image and perfection.
Yeah.
And that brings us to another fascinating aspect of her career.
Okay.
This ability to, navigate the often treacherous waters of Hollywood.
Right.
And somehow stay true to herself.
It's remarkable.
And a big part of that seems to be her commitment to family.
Yeah.
It's so easy to get swept up in that Hollywood whirlwind.
Totally.
But she's made a point of keeping her family close.
Yeah, she comes from a tight-knit family.
Right.
And that really shaped her values. And you can see it in her relationship with her husband, director James Thompson.
Okay.
And their daughter, Lily.
And she shares little glimpses into her life as a wife and mom.
Yeah, she does.
On social media. And it's just a reminder that, celebrities are real people.
Yeah.
With families and lives.
Real people with real problems.
Outside of the spotlight.
Absolutely.
And it's something that her fans really connect with.
Yeah. It adds this layer of authenticity to her public persona. She's not just this glamorous actress on the red carpet.
Yeah. She's
also a wife, a mother, someone who's navigating the same everyday challenges as the rest of us.
Totally. And even when those challenges become public, you know, like with the affair rumors in 2023, she handles it with so much grace and dignity.
It's really a testament to her character and her strength. Yeah. She doesn't engage in the public drama. Right. She doesn't let it derail her career. Yeah. She focuses on what matters, her family, her work, and using her platform for good.
And that's a great transition to the next part of our deep dive.
Okay.
Her advocacy work.
Right.
It's clear that she's not just in it for the fame and fortune.
No.
She wants to use her platform to make a difference.
That's right. She's outspoken about mental health awareness and LGBTQ+ rights.
Yeah.
And she uses her social media presence to amplify those voices and advocate for change.
It's really impressive to see someone in her position use their influence for good.
I agree.
It adds another dimension to her persona, and it just makes her even more compelling and inspiring.
Yeah, it shows a level of awareness and social responsibility that's unfortunately not as common as it should be in Hollywood.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
Her journey from small-town Ohio to Hollywood superstar, her genre-bending versatility, her commitment to family, her advocacy work, and this ability to navigate this crazy world of fame with grace and authenticity.
Totally.
But what's next for Katy O'Brian?
That's the question.
She's already achieved so much.
She has.
What other mountains are left for her to climb?
Well, she's hinted at wanting to direct. Which would be a natural progression for someone with her vision and storytelling ability.
Totally. And let's not forget those Marvel Cinematic Universe rumors.
Ooh.
Could she be the next big superhero?
It's possible. She certainly has the charisma and the physicality for it.
I would love to see that happen.
Me too.
But even if she never dons a superhero cape, I have no doubt that she'll continue to surprise us and delight us with her choices.
I agree.
All right, so we've talked about her past, we've marveled at her present, and we've even speculated about her future.
We have.
But I think there's one more piece of the puzzle we need to explore.
Okay. Katy O'Brian, the person.
Right.
We've talked about her incredible journey, the roles she's chosen, the impact she's made, but what is it that really makes her tick? Yeah,
that's what's so fascinating to me. We can look at her career, her choices, even her social media.
Yeah.
And you can start to piece together who she is beyond the accolades.
Totally.
And one thing that really stands out to me is this incredible work ethic.
Oh, absolutely.
She's obviously super talented, but there's this drive, this dedication that just fuels her success.
It's not just luck that got her where she is today.
Right.
It's this combination of talent and just relentless effort. And it's interesting because you see that work ethic reflected in how she's perceived in the industry. People respect her.
Yeah.
They admire her professionalism.
Yeah, she's known for being prepared.
Right, she's always prepared.
Yeah.
Always pushing herself to deliver her best.
Like she's constantly raising the bar for herself.
Yeah.
And for those around her.
Absolutely. And what's even more impressive is that she's managed to do all of this while maintaining this sense of authenticity.
Yeah.
In a world that often feels so manufactured and image obsessed.
Right.
She comes across as genuine and relatable.
Yeah.
Incredibly grounded.
Totally. And you see it in her interviews on social media.
Yeah.
She's not afraid to laugh at herself.
Right.
To show her vulnerable side.
Right. Like, hey, I'm just a regular person.
Right.
Who happens to have this extraordinary job.
Yeah, and that humility, I think, is so disarming.
It is.
Especially in an industry that often rewards ego and self-promotion.
Totally. And it makes her even more likable and relatable to fans.
Totally. And it speaks to something that we talked about earlier.
Okay.
That small-town upbringing. Those values just seem to have stayed with her, even as she's reached these incredible heights.
Right. It's almost like she's got this internal compass that guides her, that keeps her grounded, even amidst the whirlwind of Hollywood.
Yeah, and that grounding is evident in her choices.
I agree.
She's not just chasing the biggest paycheck.
No.
Or the flashiest roles.
Right. It's about more than just fame or fortune for her.
Right. She's drawn to stories that matter, characters that resonate with her on a deeper level.
Right.
And she's not afraid to take risks.
No.
Even if it means stepping outside of her comfort zone.
Like her decision to take on the Frida Kahlo biopic.
Oh, yeah.
That's a role that requires incredible depth, emotional range, a willingness to delve into the complexities of a truly iconic figure.
And the buzz surrounding this project is unreal.
I know.
People are already predicting Oscar nominations.
Yeah.
Maybe even a win.
For sure.
But even if she doesn't win any awards for it,
right?
I think it's a project that speaks to her artistic ambition.
Yeah.
And her desire to push herself creatively.
Absolutely. It's another example of how she's constantly evolving as an artist.
Right.
She's not content to rest on her laurels, to stick with what's safe and familiar. She's always looking for new challenges, new ways to grow and expand her craft.
And that brings us to something that's been generating a lot of buzz lately.
Okay.
Those Marvel Cinematic Universe rumors.
Oh, yeah. The MCU?
Yeah. Some people are saying she's in talks to play superhero.
I've heard that, too.
What do you think? Could she pull it off?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, she definitely has the physicality and the charisma for it.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, who wouldn't want to see Katy O'Brian rocking a superhero suit?
I know.
But beyond that, I think she has the depth and the emotional range to bring real complexity to a superhero role.
Totally. I agree. It would be amazing to see her bring that unique blend of strength and vulnerability to a character like that.
Yeah.
But even if the Marvel rumors turn out to be just rumors,
right?
She's got some really incredible projects lined up.
She does like Shadow Operative.
Yeah, Shadow Operative.
This action film, it seems like kind of a departure for her.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling she's going to surprise us. You know, she's got this incredible ability to inhabit different characters, to completely transform herself.
It's like she disappears into the role.
Right.
And all you see is the character.
That's the mark of a truly great actor.
Yeah.
And it makes you wonder, what's the secret to her success?
Right.
How has she managed to achieve this level of fame and acclaim and still remain so grounded and relatable?
That's the million-dollar question.
It is.
I think a big part of it is her authenticity. You know, she's not trying to be someone she's not.
Right.
She's comfortable in her own skin.
Yeah.
And that translates to her performances, her interviews.
Right.
Her interactions with fans.
It's like she's inviting us into her world. Not as this distant celebrity, but as a real person who just happens to be incredibly talented and successful.
And people respond to that.
They do.
It's refreshing.
Yeah.
Especially in an industry that often feels so superficial and image obsessed.
Totally. She's a reminder that you can be successful and famous.
Yeah.
Without sacrificing your integrity or your values.
And that brings us to another important aspect of her career.
Okay.
This decision to use her platform for good.
Right.
She's not just focused on her own success.
No.
She's using her influence to advocate for causes she believes in.
To make a real difference in the world.
Her advocacy for mental health awareness and LGBTQ+ rights is truly inspiring.
It is.
She's not afraid to speak out about issues that are important to her.
Right.
Even if it means, risking alienating some fans or facing backlash.
And that's a testament to her courage.
Yeah.
And her commitment to using her platform for something bigger than herself.
Right.
It's a reminder that celebrities have a responsibility to use their influence for good.
To amplify voices that might not otherwise be heard.
And she's doing it in a way that feels authentic and genuine.
Totally.
It's not about publicity stunts or virtue signaling.
Right.
It's about using her platform to make a real difference in the world.
It's about walking the walk, not just talking the talk.
Right.
And that's something that people respect and admire.
Absolutely. And I think that's what makes her such a powerful role model.
Yeah.
Especially for young people.
Yeah.
She's showing them that you can be successful and talented and still use your platform for good.
Yeah.
You can be a force for change in the world, and you can do it while staying true to yourself.
And that's a powerful message, especially in today's world.
It is. Okay, so we've talked about her talent, her work ethic, her authenticity, her advocacy work. But I think there's one more piece of the puzzle we need to explore.
Okay.
This ability to navigate the ever-changing world of celebrity in the digital age.
That's a great point. The landscape of fame has changed so much in recent years.
Thanks to social media and the 24/7 news cycle, it can be incredibly challenging for celebrities to maintain their privacy and control their narrative.
Totally. And yet she seems to be doing it with grace and savvy.
She is.
She's active on social media.
Yeah.
But she uses it strategically.
Right.
She shares little glimpses into her life.
Yeah.
But she also sets boundaries.
Yeah, she's found a way to connect with fans while still protecting her privacy.
Right, and she's using her platform to amplify the causes she cares about.
Yeah.
To control the narrative around her own life and career.
She's not just reacting to the media frenzy, she's shaping it.
Right. And that's a really powerful skill to have in today's world.
It is.
It speaks to her intelligence, her understanding of how the media works.
Yeah.
She's not just a passive participant. She's an active player.
And I think that's what makes her so fascinating to watch.
Totally.
She's constantly evolving, adapting to the changing landscape of Hollywood and the world around her.
Right. She's not afraid to take risks.
Nope.
To push boundaries and to use her platform for good.
It's what makes her such a compelling and inspiring figure.
It's like we're witnessing the evolution of a modern-day icon in real time.
Yeah.
And the most exciting part is we have no idea what she's going to do next.
Exactly. Yeah. The possibilities are endless.
Right.
And that's what makes this deep dive so much fun.
Yeah.
We can analyze her past, we can speculate about her future.
Yeah.
But ultimately, her story is still being written.
And that's what makes it so captivating.
Right.
We're getting this incredible glimpse into the life of someone who's achieved extraordinary success.
Yeah.
And yet she still remains so relatable and grounded.
And who knows what amazing things she'll accomplish in the years to come.
Right.
I, for one, can't wait to find out.
Me neither. But for now, let's shift gears a bit.
Okay.
And take a closer look at how Katy O'Brian has navigated the more challenging aspects of fame.
Sounds good to me. Where should we start?
Well, it's no secret that Hollywood can be a ruthless place.
Yeah.
Especially for women.
Yeah.
There's immense pressure to maintain a certain image.
Right.
To play by certain rules.
And the media scrutiny can be intense.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when it comes to personal lives.
Totally.
You know, Katy O'Brian has faced her fair share of challenges in that regard.
Yeah, those affair rumors a few years back really put her personal life in the spotlight.
Yeah, and it would have been so easy to get caught up in the drama.
Right.
To lash out or try to control the narrative.
Yeah, but she didn't.
She didn't.
She handled the situation with grace, dignity, and a remarkable amount of composure.
I agree. And I think that speaks volumes about her character and her resilience.
Totally. It's like she's saying, this is my private life.
Right.
And I'm going to handle it on my own terms.
And I think that's something a lot of people admire about her.
Yeah.
She's not letting the media dictate her story.
Right.
She's taking control.
It's like she's saying, I'm not going to let this define me. I'm going to focus on what's important, my family, my work, and using my platform for good.
And that's a powerful message, especially for young women who are bombarded with images of unrealistic beauty standards and just this relentless media scrutiny.
Totally. She's a reminder that you can be successful and famous without sacrificing your privacy or your dignity.
Exactly. And that brings us to another important point.
Okay.
Her decision to be open about her struggles with mental health.
Yeah.
In an industry that often prioritizes appearances over authenticity.
Right.
It's incredibly brave of her to share her story and advocate for mental health awareness.
It's a reminder that even those who seem to have it all can struggle with anxiety, depression, and other mental health challenges.
Absolutely.
And it's a message that's so important.
It is.
Especially for young people who are often told to just be happy or get over it.
Exactly. It normalizes mental health struggles and encourages people to seek help.
Yeah.
And it shows a level of vulnerability and authenticity that's rare in Hollywood.
It's like she's saying it's okay to not be okay.
Right.
It's okay to ask for help.
Yeah.
And it's okay to talk about it.
And that's a powerful message.
Totally.
Especially for those who feel isolated or ashamed of their struggles.
Absolutely. Okay. So we've talked about her resilience in the face of personal challenges, her advocacy for mental health awareness, and her savvy navigation of the media.
Yeah.
But I think there's one more aspect of her story that we need to explore.
Okay.
Her legacy.
Her legacy, that's a great point.
Yeah, she's already achieved so much.
She has.
But what does she want to be remembered for?
Right.
What kind of impact does she hope to leave on the world?
It's clear that she's not just interested in fame and fortune.
Right.
She wants to use her platform to make a difference, to advocate for the causes that she believes in, to leave the world a better place than she found it.
And I think that's what's going to define her legacy.
Yeah. It's not just the awards or the box office numbers.
Right.
It's the impact that she's having on the world.
Her willingness to speak out about important issues. To use her platform to amplify marginalized voices.
Right.
To inspire others to be their best selves.
And that's something that's going to last long after the credits roll on her final film.
I agree.
It is, and it's something that makes her truly special.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I think it's safe to say that Katy O'Brian is more than just a talented actress.
Right.
She's a role model, an advocate, and a force for good in the world.
And her story is far from over.
It isn't.
We can't wait to see what she accomplishes next, what mountains she climbs, and what impact she continues to make on the world. It's like we've talked about so much about her already, her career, her activism, even her personal life.
We have.
But I keep thinking about, like, what's at the heart of it all, you know?
Yeah, what's at the core of who she is as a person?
Exactly. And I think that's where her small town roots really come into play.
Oh, for sure. She talks about how growing up in Ohio, like, really shaped her values, her sense of community, her work ethic.
Yeah, and it's amazing how that upbringing seems to have grounded her.
Yeah.
Even amidst all the craziness of Hollywood.
I know.
And remember, she didn't have, like, a famous parent open doors for her or anything.
Right.
It was pure hustle and talent that got her noticed.
And she's got grit. Like when she handled those affair rumors.
Oh, yeah.
There was no public meltdown or anything. No trying to, like, shift the blame.
Right. She just quietly weathered the storm.
Yeah. Focused on her family.
And that's a level of composure and maturity that you don't always see.
Right.
Especially in an industry that loves drama.
Yeah, it really does.
It suggests a deep inner strength, you know?
Yeah.
A commitment to her own values over fleeting public opinion.
And it makes you wonder, is that something she learned? Or was it always there?
Right.
Maybe it's that Midwestern sensibility, you know?
Yeah.
Keep your head down and work hard. And we see that resilience again in how she's been open about her mental health.
Yeah.
In a world where image is everything you know.
It's true.
Admitting to struggling with anxiety or depression takes a lot of courage.
It does, especially when you're constantly in the public eye.
Oh, yeah.
It would be so easy to pretend everything's perfect.
Right.
But she chooses to be honest, even vulnerable.
And that vulnerability makes her more relatable.
It does.
More human.
Yeah, she's breaking down that untouchable celebrity wall. Like, hey, I'm going through stuff too, just like you.
Exactly. And it makes me think about her advocacy work.
Yeah.
She could just coast on her talent and success.
Easily.
But she's out there supporting mental health awareness and LGBTQ plus rights.
She is.
It's not just lip service.
Right.
She's like partnering with organizations, going to events, using her social media to amplify these issues.
It's clear that these causes are genuinely important to her.
It feels like she's saying, I've been given this platform, and I'm going to use it for good.
To lift others up and make a difference.
Exactly. And it brings us back to the core of who Katy O'Brian is.
I think so.
Beyond the awards, the box office hits the red carpets. There's this genuine desire to connect with people.
Yeah.
And to use her influence for good.
To make a positive impact.
I mean, even her social media, it's this mix of personal glimpses like family time, silly moments behind the scenes stuff,
right,
but also thoughtful posts about the causes she cares about.
It feels authentic.
Yeah.
Not like a carefully curated brand or anything.
Right, and she's letting us see these different sides of her personality.
Totally.
The serious and the playful. The actress and the advocate.
A mom and the global superstar.
And that's what makes her so interesting.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, she's achieved this crazy level of success, but she hasn't lost sight of who she is.
Right.
This kind, funny, hardworking person who wants to make the world a little brighter.
And I think that's ultimately what people are drawn to. That genuine humanity.
And it shines through in her work.
In everything she does.
So to our listener, we've taken this deep dive to Katy O'Brian's world.
We have.
Her rise to fame, her talent, her activism, and most importantly, the person behind it all.
Yeah, I think we've seen how she's managed to navigate the crazy world of Hollywood.
Right.
While staying true to herself.
Yeah.
And using her platform to inspire and empower others.
As her career keeps going.
Yeah.
As she takes on new challenges and tells new stories. One thing is clear, Katy O'Brian is a force to be reckoned with. Both on and off the screen.